as parents of young children who are young teenagers, we are constantly looking at what can we expose our child to, because these days there's a lot of distraction and there are too many opportunities also. When we were children, there were just a few options available, right? So you either take the science stream or the commerce stream. Today they do very many things, and we also want to give them that exposure. But you know what happens, we sometimes try and push them to chess class jao, ye jao, coding karo, right? We don't know what they really enjoy. If a child is very open about it, they might come back and say, you know what, mom, I'm not enjoying this. But most children just go through it. We also spend a lot of money behind all of that, and whether it helps them or not help them, I mean, it's a big world of just shooting in the dark, right? When we get to choose an education and all that stuff. So is there anything that we can do better to help our children find what's passion for them, what comes naturally to them, so that they can further their education on the same lines?
Right. So first of all, thank you very much, Bhuvna, for inviting me. This is my second program with you, and I'm always very glad to have an interaction with you and with your audience, who are equally very exciting. So coming to the question, I would say that just imagine the pyramid. Okay. What we have learned in the pyramid, that you always start with your basic needs. You try to explore a lot of stuff. But as you want to move further in your life, in your career, you want to concentrate on to few things or maybe one thing, right? The same concept is applied in the form of education system. Okay. And in fact, let me refer the new education policy which has been announced by the government yesterday. It also reflects the same thinking. That whilst you are studying at the initial period of your life, you need to get exposure. It's good to have exposed to different areas. But the policy clearly says now that by the time you complete this new 5+3+3+4 model, and when you move out of this education system at this level, you got to choose one expertise, one. Right? Okay. So now the question comes, what you rightly asked, how do you do that? When you are exposed to so many, then coming back to one option is really difficult, right? And
no, at 40, I still don't know what is my expertise. So at 20, we want children to choose what their expertise is, right?
Absolutely. So that's where the career counseling comes into picture. And I still see that there is a huge scope, because I was saying the other day to someone that when we are sick, we go to doctor because we believe that he is expert to guide us. When we want to build a house, we go to interior designer or architect. But we want to build a career, we don't go to career counselor. We go to neighbor, our uncle, our auntie, and then we ask all the questions, but we never ever go to career counselor. So this is the problem in our society, and this is what we got to come out of it. So the point what I'm making is that you need to find out the way to identify your own self as a student first. Or if you're a parent, you need to find out that what your student is special about. And the modern science says that we may be good at many things. So that's why the word multiple intelligence came into picture. So you would have a multiple intelligence as a human being, but you can rate your intelligence in hierarchy, that which is the best one, the number one, which is the second best and third best and fourth best. So if you know that intelligence level with that hierarchy, which is there inborn in you, then you can easily concentrate onto this maybe top 1, 2 or 3 options rather than experimenting with everything. So whilst having the exposure is good, but you need to do a career counseling. You need to use any of the modern technology which are available to help you guide and concentrate and identify your strengths and weaknesses of your personality, your pluses, minuses, your brain type, what you carry, and what kind of personality you carry. What are your IQ, EQ level? Everything can be found out very easily about one's personality now. It's not that our days we had to struggle. And once you find out, I believe then it makes sense to move further in that direction.
Now, so you were saying something about intelligence, right? So you might have very many intelligence. So help me understand that better.
Yeah. So by birth, we may have a different intelligence based on the surrounding we get when we are still not out in this world. We are still in the process of being a human being. So when we are in that process, the external factors around the mother, my upbringing in the initial stage, that the environment which I get in my family, the way you interact as a parent, people, the kids observe everything. It's the first 6 years is nothing but the observation period, nothing else. They just copy and paste, nothing else in their system. So this it's like AI getting intelligent over the period of time, you know. So it is teaching itself by listening, observing, and seeing the people and mimicking it. So during this time, whatever you mimic, you try to be good at that. And once that period is over, it's a good time for you to identify through the intelligence level that what intelligence you mimicked well and not so well. And once you differentiate that, then it gives you a very easy indicator that, okay, in this way you need to go. Like, for example, some students may pick up music like this.
Music,
It's just very natural for them. And you see so many talent shows are happening on television. And all these talented kids at this so young age coming and dancing and singing. And how come it comes so easy and natural to some people? Well, some really struggle even to sing a single line. So it happens because of the environment they get, and they pick up that learning during the initial phase. And we as a human being cannot have a control environment that, okay, in this fashion only we want to put our kids. You know, we have got our own day-to-day lifestyle and the way we live in. So, but naturally, over the period, you would want to test that thing out. So whether that kid is good in singing, dancing, sports, he could be very good in connecting with the people. He understands the emotions so well. He could be good in mathematics. He could be good in nature. I mean, he finds a love towards the nature whenever he is there in the atmosphere. So maybe related to these inborn skills, you can guide the kids to make a career in that direction.